Hi everybody. So today I went into the store, Smith's on Lakeside over here, to uh, take in some change. I had a whole bunch of change that I'd saved up, so I went to take it in, have it exchanged for coins or cash. But went in. I was wearing my helmet and went in, got my change through the counter, got the receipt printed, waved at some kids, and went up to the counter to exchange the little ticket that you get from Coinstar for my cash. And the employees surrounded me, telling me, you can't wear a helmet in here and carry a sidearm. It's against corporate policy. I was like, when was this a policy? And they're like, well, it's been our policy for a long time now. Long time. Keep in mind, I go there all the time. I mean, I've got video of myself, I think on this channel or my other channel, going in and out of that store with my helmet on all the time. Like, I've got my green helmet on, I've got my rabbit helmet, I've got my devil helmet, I've got my clown helmet. I go in there all the time with a helmet on, with a gun on my hip, because I open carry. It's a constitutional state. I can do that. And they have no signs posted. Well, the supervisor yelled at me, an employee yelled at me, and then I went outside and I was getting my helmet back on, because when they told me all this bullshit, they told me it's a corporate policy, corporate this, corporate that. Well, I get outside and there's the assistant manager puffing away on a cigarette, spitting all over the place. I mean, he's right there by the front of the store, spitting on the ground where people are walking, smoking a cigarette. And I go, since when was this policy put in place? And he goes, oh, it's been a policy forever, ever since that one employee was robbed at gunpoint by somebody wearing a helmet. Okay. Yeah, the person wasn't wearing a helmet. He was wearing a mask, and he said that he had a gun under his helmet, which, according to the actual reports, when you dig into the police reports on PDF, he didn't have a gun, and he didn't even ride on a motorcycle. He showed up on a scooter, and he didn't even have a helmet. And they used this whole excuse saying that it's corporate policy, corporate did this, corporate did that. Well, I called the store, spoke with the manager, not the assistant manager, the manager. He said it's corporate policy under corporate, corporate recommendation. And then he went on to say that it's the store's policy now, but they don't have to abide by any posting signs because this, that, or another. And it's like, no. You have to post no helmets or face coverings, or you have to post no firearms. You can't be like, well, I can wear a mask and have a gun on my hip. I can be without a mask with a gun on my hip, or I can wear a helmet and leave the gun outside on the quad or locked up in my vehicle. And it's like that policy just didn't sit well with me. So just telling the assistant manager that rule doesn't make sense, and the regulations don't even match federal or constitutional law. And he said, fuck off, get out of here and don't come back then. He said that in front of a bunch of customers. Well, told the manager said, well, I'll look into what corporate wants us to do. So I called corporate right away, filed a complaint with corporate, and after telling corporate, hey, I was wearing my motorcycle helmet. I have a gun on my hip, but I went into the store and I was told that I can't be in the store with a helmet on because it's corporate policy. So I either have to get rid of my helmet or I have to get rid of my gun. And corporate said, that's not our policy. That's not our policy, and it's not our store policy either. The corporate employee, this isn't like, just regular customer service. This is an actual corporate specialist for complaints on rules and regulations and policies. She went through the entire section for face coverings, the entire section for firearms and local laws, and she went through our state's policies. She said what the manager and the assistant manager said went against all corporate policy rules and regulations, and that none of that is in place anywhere in our state. Then when I explained that they had the rule where I can have a mask on and my gun, but not my helmet because they need to see my face, she was confused, just as I was. And she's actually opening up an official investigation, and she's got a specialist looking into it because the way she put it was by the store imposing its own personal policy based on an employee's interaction with a customer, and then telling another customer that it is corporate policy, they have now moved blame onto corporate, which then puts corporate into the spot where they are liable for lawsuits. So, like, okay, say somebody owns like McDonald's, and they have a franchise McDonald's, and they tell people you can't talk in here, or you can't have a gun in here, or you can't, videotape in here, and then they tell everybody that's corporate policy. Well, by saying it's corporate policy, now corporate is to blame for civil rights violations. By them putting it off on corporate now has to hire a lawyer to see whether or not they're liable for any kind of lawsuit for civil rights violations or constitutional, because it's my right to carry a firearm. If I want to wear a mask or a helmet as a mask, that is covered, by all kinds of laws and regulations and whatnot. I don't want to get too much into it because it just makes your head spin. But by them doing that, they basically made corporate the fall guy, and they are the employees of corporate. So corporate's really pissed off at that, and the lady that I spoke to that's for corporate, she when I brought it up, she like, okay, what store? What store? Where's it located? Who did you speak to? Was it the manager, the assistant manager? What did it look like? She wanted full descriptions of these people because she has to open up a full investigation into those employees for it, because it's against corporate policy to blame corporate for your policies. Like, it's like the whole wet floor sign business. Corporate tells you to put out wet floor signs when you're mopping, and if there's a spill, if you don't do it, then you're in trouble. Well, if you don't do it and somebody slips, and then you say, well, corporate told us not to, well, then corporate's to blame and not you. They have to prove that they told you and that you knew. Well, now this store and the manager told me this is corporate policy. It is on corporate level, but we don't have to abide by federal laws of posting no firearms signs because it's only in special instances where we have no firearms. So now corporate has to basically break it down for this one store and tell this one store, hey, you can't be blaming us for this shit. Either you have to do this or you have to do that. You can't do both and then blame corporate for it, because then we're liable for lawsuits, and that's millions of dollars in damages. So, I mean, I was just pissed because, if the employee said, hey, we were recently robbed by somebody with a motorcycle helmet on, can you please take off the helmet? That's one thing. But to say, take that off now, it's corporate policy, you can't have a gun and a helmet on, that's just our thing. I mean, you have, one, it's not posted anywhere, you have no signs, and hell, they've got a sign out at the door that says wear a mask. I mean, what better mask than a giant freaking helmet with a bunny rabbit, shell covering it? I mean, it makes no sense. I can wear a mask and have my gun, but I can't wear a helmet and have my gun because the helmet covers my face and the mask doesn't. The fuck?